AOC and GrandNagus. Starting in 2 seconds it is, and let's see if we can actually... Oh, for the love of friggin... What the hell's going on here? There we go. Fantastic. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to game number 3 in this best of 5 series between Mothump and GrandNagus. Mothump clearly, as you can see up the top here, leading GrandNagus 2 points to 1. And my goodness gracious me, what the hell was that sound? It was a turkey. Okay, now I know why Nagus didn't like it. Anyway, let's have a look here. What we have is we have I believe this was the home map of Mothump, since it is the 3rd match and he won the 1st game, and he has chosen by the looks of it to be Islands. Now let's introduce the man himself down here to the eastern corner of the map. Playing in the blue trunks we have Mothump AOC, and he has chosen the Saracens. Remember, Hidden Civilization's pick for this 3rd game in the series, and he has gone for Saracens. His opponent, he's actually in the chat right about now, believe it or not, GrandNagus HD, or GrandGnash, if you want to ask for Octagonal's opinion. And let's be serious here, not many people do. He's playing in the red trunks, and he has chosen the Vikings. Now, straight away, I would like to say that I think the Vikings have a slight advantage over the Saracens, although the Saracens do have some nice water bonuses as well. Now, let's have a look at Nagus's map. Islands don't particularly... islands maps don't particularly lend themselves to too much discussion, but let's see if we can pick anything out as well. He has his main goal down towards the southern area of his base, all nice and good to see for him. Over here to the the western flank, we have another main goal, and I don't believe that's going to be harassable by any galleons or war galleys either. Stone well in the center, or approaching the center of his map as well, and he does have another stone out here, definitely harassable for him. But of course, as the Vikings, maybe castle's not going to be too important unless he wants to treat us, so we can see some longboats coming out. Now, if we go back over to the man of the moment himself, the man who is on match point in this best of 5 set of games, Mothump, and he has chosen, again, the Saracens. What's his map looking like? Well, his main gold is pretty shitty, to be honest. He can only access, actually, 4 tiles of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, five edges. Is that an admin read? I'm not entirely sure, but that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 edges of this gold. I don't know what qualifies as an admin re, but it seems like Mothump either doesn't know or just doesn't give a shit, because he's choosing to continue on and play on anyway. So that's where his main gold is. He has a stone out towards the front of his base, the northern area of his base. Unfortunately, very, very harassable from the waterline here. Another gold, a better gold that he can take down here as well towards the southern flank of his map. Not going to be harassable, I don't think. Moth, you need to replay this game. Damn. Down here toward the south of his base. And again, another stone, very, very hittable and very harassable from the shore line. Now, of course, this map is Islands, and Mothump sending a villager out now to build a dock. 14 population. Fantastic build from him so far. The score of this series is already on AOC Zone. It is indeed on AOC Zone. I've just made a promise that I'm going to cast all the games from this tournament, so cast them I shall. Now, Mothump throwing his first dock up on the front of his base, unfortunately a little bit shafted in terms of deep sea fish, although in saying that, he does have 1 deep sea fish here that he can take, and 1 out towards the left as well. The 7 tile gold with 4 or less sides of gold free, so it's okay. Fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Robo, for letting me know. Now, Mothump has gone for an aggressive forward dock, and he knows it's aggressive because he's on this side, so his opponent probably going to be out here somewhere, so it's really nice to see. I love the aggressive docks because it means we should be able to see some nice aggressive play from at least one of these guys anywhere. Anyway, now, the Saracens, they do get faster firing galleys, which means they're going to be okay when it comes to taking the battles against the Viking player. But unfortunately, the Viking player with those cheaper docks and warships as well, just such a strong water civilization, and the Viking player here, GrandNagus, sending his villager out to build his first dock, and he's going to have a lovely, lovely dock position. It's a little more defensible, I guess you could say, compared to his opponents, just because it's not forward, it's not aggressive, it is tucked away just a little bit inside this little bay, where he's going to have access to a good amount of deep sea fish. And maybe that's playing more into Nagus's hands here. Maybe he doesn't quite rate, or doesn't have quite as much confidence in his water build as his opponent here. Potentially looking therefore to go ahead and play a little bit more defensively, uh, playing a little bit more defensively, and having his dock set towards the back. Now, of course, that does mean that he's going to have the defender's advantage if he does decide to play defensively, and if he does decide to leave any more and to leave his villager idle any more of the time. Has he brought his second boar in yet? Well, no, he hasn't, because one of his second boar is in a bit of a pain in the ass location, whereas Mothump here, you can see, has brought in his second boar, and I think losing a villager. Yep, he's already lost a villager. I believe we saw that he lost a villager in the Gold Rush map as well, maybe looking to give himself a bit of a handicap. Maybe he needs to give himself a bit more of a handicap. He is still one villager ahead of his opponent here. Now, of course, we do need to bring these fishing ships up in the table, because they are going to be quite important in these water-based maps. We can see Mothump has 2 fishing ships out already taking deep sea fish, whereas GrandNagus is only sitting pretty on 1 for the time being, moving out here to take these there. And once again, we see, I can't remember who it was, maybe it was Chirp, when we were watching watching his sets of games against, oh, for the love of God, Memento, I think it was. He went for the mill and then dock opening as well. Mothump here, on the other hand, got his dock up a lot sooner than his opponent, and will be able to click up to the feudal age once Loom completes and he sorts out this mess of crap underneath his town centre, sending some more villagers out to wood. We'll be sending some villagers out to gold as well, and we're going to be seeing a grush from our Saracen player over here as he queues up 2 extra fishing ships to make it the meta value of 2. A second mill coming up here for GrandNagus as well, potentially looking like he may be wanting to push the cheapness of the Viking docks, the cheapness of the Viking water naval bonuses here to its extreme by throwing 2 mills up as well, and he's not quite able to click up to the feudal age yet. Is he anywhere near? Well, no, he is not, unfortunately, just bringing in his second born now, and he is going to be quite significantly delayed behind his opponent on the way up to the feudal age. And as we saw in the game that we just cast between VZ and Flightless Bird, getting to the feudal age and getting those docks up nice and quickly, those early galleys out to pressure your opponent, is just oh so important on maps with water. Second dock now coming up for Mothump as well, and I can only imagine that he will be looking to throw up an extra dock potentially once he gets into the feudal age. So far his water build looks to be pretty solid. He is moving out to take gold now as well. 4 villages out on gold indicates that he will be going for a 3 dock crush, and in a few moments time we will see whether or not he does decide to go ahead and throw up an extra dock. Nagus having clicked up to the feudal age now as well, going up on 26 villages, the greedy boy, but like I said, a little bit far behind his opponent in terms of uptime. And it's going to be interesting to see whether or not he can actually get out the galleys he needs to defend against Mothump's initial galleys here as well. Is Mothump actually going to go down and throw a 3rd dock? I feel like, oh, okay, maybe he's not. No, he's going to send his villager back to work. Maybe he doesn't want to go that heavily into water, or maybe I'm missing something, but it doesn't look like I am missing something. But 4 villages, I would have anticipated 3 docks or a 3 dock rush, and here we go. There's the 3rd dock. That's what I was waiting for. Fantastic. Too much credit, just noob play. No, 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 not at all. You can never assume that you know what what the players that you're casting are doing when you're watching them. You must always assume they have a backup plan. For example, your back dock here, very nice location, such that you can have the defender's advantage against the galleys that are going to be coming out just so quickly from Mothump, who seems to have a pretty solid water build, if it's okay for me to say that. Now here we go. The galleys are now going to start pushing out. No, okay, my mistake. The galleys are not going to start pushing out for Mothump. They are instead just going to be sitting pretty around his docks, and in my opinion, he should be sending them out straight away. And a blacksmith coming up. He's gone for the blacksmith over the mill option first, which is going to be a very interesting strategy for him, since he doesn't actually have the resources. Oh, okay, now he does. He will have the resources very soon to go ahead and throw down the mill on his berries. Now, there's 2 ways really that you can play the early feudal age in terms of your buildings, in terms of your build on water maps, and that is to go for the early blacksmith and early fletching and sort of sacrifice a little bit of your economy, or to get the mill up first and then delay your blacksmith. In this case here, I can see arguments for either strategy here. From Mothump. Now, GrandNagus going up to the castle age, not really giving 2 cents shit or two shits about the fact that, you know, it's islands. A Grush is probably going to be a good idea if you are in a 1v1 situation. He is just thinking, no, 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 I'm going to go straight up to the castle edge after having thrown down a market and a blacksmith back at home, and this is going to be it's going to be interesting whether or not this pays off for him, as he's going to lose two villagers here to the galleys that are coming over from Mothump. Or is he only going to lose one villager? Is he going to even lose a villager? Yes, he is. And Nagus, recognizing that he is under fire, his villagers are under a little bit of duress, and he's getting the heck out of there. And so quick reactions are coming in from Nagus that he has managed to get his fishing ships away, and he's also managed to only lose one villager. Perhaps he is used to playing HD and he thinks, hey, I can get out some demo rafts, I can get out some fire galleys, I can clean up these galleys, no problem. Unfortunately, Nagus, that is not what is happening here at all. You are going to have to try and just make galleys, and while you are one dock against three, it is going to be a little bit more difficult for you to take back water control now, especially since you are 9 military units to 3 in the behind. Of course, Nagus will be up to the castle age very, very soon, but his one dock is about to be taken down, unfortunately. Clearly, I don't play HD, and I don't care if the Vikings don't get fire galleys. Although I do remember that they don't get fire galleys now, because I think Viper was mentioning that, how he wasn't sure how he was going to like the Vikings anymore. But anyway, he could also get out some demo rafts, which would be really fun to see, at least if he was in that scrub platform that you guys seem to like so much. And this is the problem that Nagus now faces as well. He's lost water. Not that he ever really decided he wanted to go for it. He is getting Bodkin Arrow. Is he going to get the War Galley upgrade as well? Well, he doesn't actually have the resources for it at the moment. A landing would be fantastic to see from him, which is more or less what the only sort of thing you can do on these island maps, at least once you lose water. Up to the castle age is Nagus though, and he has a few villages behind. He does have the option and the ability to throw up another couple of town centres and start using the incredibly strong Viking economy working into overdrive and maybe pull himself back into the game that way. But all Mothump has to do now is just position his galleys around the shoreline from Nagus, and any docks for any sneaky transport ships is not going to be coming out. And bubba boom, we see a demolition ship. It unfortunately hasn't actually done anything. Oh, now Mothump loses a couple of galleys, and with the Bodkin arrow coming in now, or having come in now from pardon me, now having come in from Nagus, at least he might be able to start thinking about taking these fights a little more confidently. But no, the military lead 13-4, still very, very heavily in favour of Mothump here. And saying that, here comes that extra town centre that Nagus really wants to get going, as we've seen that he is quite an apt boomer. We saw, for example, in the previous game, his arena home map pick, that he is quite apt when it comes to booming. Unfortunately, micro maybe not his strong point, as we can see Mothump here ducking and dipping and diving and dodging and managing to pick off one of the galleys here from Nagus. And unfortunately, Nagus bringing back his fishing ships, which each have 15 food. And there's 30 food just gone down the drain for GrandNagus, unfortunately for him. Now, if we switch back over to Mothump's point of view, he's starting to get close to the castle age. Unfortunately, a little bit of an imbalanced economy. More farms could have been seeded and would have been really, really strong for him. Of course, he can chuck down a market using the Saracen market bonus and then start selling and buying his way up to the castle age. But for the time being, 35 villages versus 33. Mothump is still in a fine position when it comes to economy. And here we go, Nagus getting a wee bit cheeky, a wee bit not desperate, I don't want to say desperate, just a wee bit sneaky, a wee bit cheeky, putting up another dock toward the northern flank of his base. And unfortunately his scout is going to go bye-bye as it gets impaled by these arrows that are being fired by these galleys from Mothump. And unfortunately now, sure, it's a good idea trying to redock, that's all fair enough, but if your opponent actually happens to find your redocks, then you are a little bit in a pretty bad position. And indeed, that is what Mothump has found. He's also going to be able to find and pick off these fishing ships if he's paying attention. And he is paying attention, and we can say GG and goodbye to those fishing ships, as well as this extra dock that Nagus had decided to throw up toward the northern area of his economy. Now we can see a third town centre coming up for Nagus as well, so this villager lead should start to pull ahead in his favour quite heavily and quite significantly very, very soon. He still hasn't quite got his boom going. He hasn't quite settled into the swing of things just yet. He's got a little bit of wood. He can throw down some more throw down some more farms and start making it look like he's got a huge booming economy. The only thing that I fear for him is that a 4th dock from Mothump? Well, that's just incredibly greedy in my opinion. But actually it's not that greedy at all because he has complete and utter water control. Now Nagus having to buy a little bit of food and selling 600 wood. I don't understand why he's sold the 600 wood. He's going to try and put down another dock. Mothump, is he on point with his galleys? Yes, he is. He's going to be able to come over here and pick off these weak villagers, well, weak villager from Nagus, and potentially, yeah, he's going to deny that dock as well. Unfortunately for Nagus, he just can't get a foothold back in the water. Careening coming in now as well for Nagus, as Jesus Christ, he's like an AI. He just wants to keep freaking redocking everywhere. He recognizes that, yeah, he's in the castle age, sure, that's all well and good, but he's not going to be able to win this game unless he can get over to his opponent's base. And in this case, the only way he's going to be able to do that is by transporting, and therefore he has to keep doing these redocks. But every time a dock comes up, it's sort of like a retarded Hydra, where one dock comes up and, one dock goes down and only one more comes up. Really, it should be, Jesus Christ, Nagus, more docks being thrown up, holy hell. Okay, fair enough. He really wants to get across to the opposition's island. Absolutely fair enough. Mothump advancing to the castle age now as well. One dock having been denied, another dock going up, and oh my good fucking god, we now have oh, Jesus, another dock coming up now as well for Nagus, and he is making all the right choices for the time being. He does need to try and get some docks up and try and pull his way back onto the water. A really good way to do that for future reference is to take stone and drop a castle on the shoreline, and then be able to build your docks under the protection, under the watchful eye of your under the watchful eye of your protective castle. The villager lead, there is no villager lead. Unfortunately, Nagus is up on 3 TCs, and he's still failing to pull ahead in villagers. Instead, he's going back here and building another cheeky wee dock. If these galleys here from Mothump are on point, he will be able to see that, will be able to act on that and go there and start stopping that as well. But no, just outside of his line of sight are those dock builders there. There is a lot of docks being thrown up for Nagus, and at the same time there are a lot of docks being destroyed from Nagus as well. A little bit unfortunate. Okay, uniquely perfect. You can be a little bit nicer in the chat if that's okay, considering that the dude you've just insulted is literally in the chat with you. So just let's be a little bit nicer in the chat if we can. Nagus having a wee laugh. This is what we like to see. We like to have a little bit of banter in the chat, in the game chat, that is. And both of them having a wee chuckle. And I mean, this is humorous to say the least. We can see that Nagus is just trying to play, almost look like a dominoes kind of effect. Every time he puts up a dock, one gets taken down. He puts up another dock, and another one gets taken down. And the transport ship did manage to be created. And this is the turning point, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what Nagus needed. He needed the transport ship to come up. Unfortunately, Mothump did not get the message. He did not get the memo. And he actually needs this transport ship to stay the fuck alive as well. And is Mothump going to start focus firing this? Well, yeah, he is going to start focus firing that ship as well. And here we go. The galley starting to move around. Bodkin arrow, war galley, wheelbarrow to boot coming in. And unfortunately, the... oh no. Unfortunately... Unfortunately, the transport ship that Nagus has fought so hard to finally get up has just been taken down mercilessly by Mothump in the corner of the map, and Nagus, recognizing that he maybe is up shit creek without a paddle, has called GG. Very, very nice display of water dominance there coming in from Mothump, and we can see now that he has taken the set of 3, or this best of 5 set of games between Mothump and GrandNagus. Very unfortunate ending to that game, that set of games there from Nagus. But at the same time, we can't take anything away from Mothump, who'd played an incredibly strong set of games. So congratulations to both players, and thank you very much for playing the games. It was very enjoyable to watch and cast as well. Now, what we'll do, as always, we'll come out of this, switch over to the Super Stronk overlay, and I'm going to see what other games there are that have been posted, that I need to go ahead and cast. So if you're at all interested, feel free to stick around, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit.